Large-scale disasters in the U.S., as well as tens of thousands of home fires, devastate individuals and families every year. The American Red Cross is there providing emergency shelter and emotional support. And to help support their efforts, Red Heart Yarns Stitch a Hug campaign is partnering with the Red Cross. And telling us all about it today, we have Barbara Hannah Grufferman, positive aging expert and author of The Best of Everything After 50. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Robin. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate time to talk about this wonderful, heartfelt campaign.
Yeah, tell us about it. Stitch a Hug is what it's called. What is it all about?
Right. Red Heart Yarns and the American Red Cross have come together to encourage people all across North America to pick up their knitting needles, take out their crochet hooks, and use Red Heart Yarns to stitch or crochet like this beautiful Red Heart Cares blanket that can then be donated to the American Red Cross for people who are in need, maybe those who have gone through or are going through a devastating fire, flood, tornado, or hurricane. So it's really so important, and we have found, and it's well documented, that when you bring joy and comfort to others, it comes back to you 10, 20-fold.
Well, that sounds worth it, just that part. But let's talk about what this means to the folks going through these disasters when they receive something like this. What is kind of the impact on their life?
I mean, think about it. If your home had just been flooded and you may have lost many things, not everything, it's so important to have someone come and wrap this beautiful masterpiece that was handmade by someone, a stranger, around your shoulders to give you the comfort and the warmth at a time that really could be your darkest hours where you don't even know what's next for you. So, but you know, it's not only that. It could also be people who are just going through really tough times in your life. Like, for example, I got involved in this campaign because my brother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer about a year ago. And when he started chemo, he was really suffering. And I found that words were no longer a great comfort to him. And so I decided to whip out my knitting needles and to knit him a blanket. And when I wrapped it around his shoulders that day, I could see that he felt so loved and cared for and comforted in ways that words can no longer do. So that's really so important. It's so wonderful and heartwarming to be able to help others in this way. And I'd love to tell your audience how they can get involved in this very grassroots campaign.
Yeah, that's what we want to let people know. How do they pick up a crochet needle and get involved?
Okay, so go to the website redheart.com/Red Cross, and you'll be able to download to knit or crochet this beautiful blanket, which you can then donate to the American Red Cross, and then call your local Red Cross office to find out how and where you can donate it. Then while you're on the website, please consider a small donation of $10 to the American Red Cross to help with their relief efforts, because they do need blankets, but they also need our funds and our support. And lastly, consider starting your own Stitch a Hug circle in your community. Invite people who have been knitting and crocheting for decades, or those who would love to learn how to knit and crochet and get involved in this way. I've started one in my own building. I live in Manhattan, and it's a huge success, and we're starting to create blankets and other things that we will then be donating to the American Red Cross. And for all of you who do get involved, please take photos of your masterpieces and then post them on social media using hashtag Stitch a Hug.
Hey, $10, 10,000, whatever you have, Barbara, right? We'll take it
all.
Right,
let's make 10,000 blankets.
Exactly. All right, I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.